I'm Dr. Daryl Rich with Core Chiropractic and Wellness in downtown Roanoke. This week we are talking about core stabilization. We're trying to answer the question, what is the core and how do we properly train it? So the core is made up of several muscles around the lumbar spine. The diaphragm up top, the abdominal musculature that we're mostly familiar with around the belly, the pelvic floor, and the muscles around the spine on the back side of the body. These muscles, when working properly, can keep the spine injury-free. Of course, most of us think of what a properly looking core would be like some six-pack abdominals on a Arnold Schwarzenegger-like type of person. But unfortunately, that is actually a sign of dysfunction. Properly strengthened or properly trained core stabilizing muscles keep the intra-abdominal pressure strong and stable during any type of movement. And so we're going to show you what that kind of looks like through a couple of exercises that are in the rest of this video.
So the question becomes, how do we actually train the core properly? For most people, they think that movement has to occur through the lumbar spine to train the core. Something like sit-ups, crunches, toe to bar, deadlift, or even a suspended knee raise, that you need some type of movement through the core muscles to actually stabilize them. But we've seen through some of Stuart McGill's work that that is not correct, that we really just need to brace through the lumbar spine. In fact, when you do a lot of those movements like a sit-up or a crunch, you're not really training the abdominal muscles. Really what you're often doing is activating the psoas or the hip flexor. And as you can see where this is kind of positioned, it actually will crunch or compress the lumbar spine in those movements. And that's why crunches and sit-ups and those other exercises often create low back pain. So you'll see here at the rest of this video that we've got 3 exercises that are designed to keep the lumbar spine very stable where it doesn't move, but we're utilizing movement through other, larger hip muscles and through the shoulders to challenge the core to help keep it stabilized. So that's how I'm going to encourage you to train the core. If you're going to train the core properly, keep it still, keep it stabilized, keep it braced. That's how you train the core properly. So look through these next few videos. Let us know if you have any questions or comments. Feel free to give us an email, or you can call our office, or you can certainly leave a comment in the comment section below the video. Thanks a lot. This exercise is called the 3-month supine position. It's a position that is very versatile and something that we use in our office for anything from our elderly patients to some of our more elite athletes. And so what we can do with this is we're going to bring Ellie into a position of challenges with her lower extremity and her upper extremity as a way of, can she be challenged to keep her core really stable? So the key is what we're looking for is, can she keep her rib cage really low, her back flat on the floor? Can she breathe through her lower abdomen while keeping it stabilized through her lower core? So we're going to put her in a position like this here to begin with, where her knees are bent at 90, her hips are at 90, and simply can she just hold that? For a lot of you, that's as good as it's going to get for a while. This is be challenging enough. Your back's going to want to arch, you're going to lose that stability. So can you just simply do that? If you can, then we can advance it by little tweaks, okay? So one of the first tweaks we're going to do is simply, can you bring that leg down towards the floor and then return it back up into that starting position? And do that on both sides, obviously. If you're able to do that, then we can show it. We can do a different little hip position, and we can let one leg fall out to the side, and we can let it come back up. Again, it's not about what the legs are doing, it's about what the core is doing. Can the core stay stabilized? Kind of think about picking up a box. Can you pick up a box? The hips have to move, but the core has to stay stabilized throughout, or else you're going to hurt your back. And that's kind of what this exercise can help to train. All right, if we can do that, then we can advance to something with the upper extremity. So we put her back in that same position, so the 90-90 position, and now we're going to bring her hands up towards the sky, spreading her fingers out really wide. In this position, now we're going to let her legs go back and do the challenge towards the floor and coming right back up. Again, always staying stabilized, never letting the low back arch. Great. If you can handle that, then we can let the upper extremities move. We'll let one arm go overhead. Again, a way of kind of challenging the core by making the upper extremity do something. Perfect. If she passes that, we could go on to combining the two, and this is kind of a dead bug kind of position is what we use. So again, the hands are back in that position, hips and knees. We're going to do alternating positions of the legs and the arms. Good. All about, again, keeping this very stabilized. The trick with this is to move slow. Don't move too fast, okay? Concentrate on your breathing, concentrate on your stabilization. Keep that position maintained at all times. If you start to fatigue, just stop, put everything down, just relax, and just take a little break, let those core muscles kind of regroup before you move on to the next one. All right, now, if they can handle this, now we can add a little bit of resistance training. So what we can do is back in that kind of same position, is we can actually take some TheraBands, we can wrap it around the knees, we can put some TheraBands around the arms, we can actually connect them so we give a little bit of resistance as we move the arms and legs. If you're in the gym, you can be in this same position here, but you can use pulleys to give the upper body, again, a bit of a challenge. There's a lot of variations with this. Again, it's not about what the appendage is doing. It's not about what the weight you're lifting or the band or what it's doing. It's about how can you challenge the body to maintain that core stabilization. So what we're going to do in Ellie's case here, we're actually going to give her this heavy kettlebell. We could also give her a medicine ball, and can she hold that while she's maintaining that stability and moving her legs? So again, back to the 90-90 position, arms straight up, fingers spread. We'll give her this heavy kettlebell. Can she hold it? Excellent. And now we're going to let this leg go back out and come right back up. And can we switch it? Excellent. Again, all about stabilization. If she can do that, you can do the other variation with the hips, or she could even try taking this kettlebell up and over her head in kind of a skull crusher. This one would crush her skull, so we're going to let her do that one this time. But it's a really great exercise, again, for the shoulders. Again, this is called the 3-month supine position. Watch for some of our other videos as we take this and we advance it even a little bit further steps. Hello. Today I want to show you the side bridge exercise. This is probably the most complete core exercise that there is, as it works all of the muscles of the core while stabilizing the spine in a completely neutral position. So when we begin this exercise, I'm going to show you this in progressions, and I'm going to show you the easiest to the most hard progression of this exercise. So simply on your side, knees bent and actually in front of you, hand on your top of your hip. This elbow is right underneath your shoulder. Don't have it out extended or in too close, just right underneath the shoulder. And from here, you're simply going to bridge the hips up and forward, hold it for a count of 5 to 7 seconds, and then right back down. And then again, up and forward, and right back down. And if you can manage that, the next progression is to take the knees and have them completely straight. So again, my knees are still bent, but my knees, hips, and shoulders are all in one straight line right now. And I'm going to simply bridge up this time and hold it again in between 5 to 7 seconds. If you can go a little bit longer, that's fine. I wouldn't go more than about 10 or 15 seconds, but anywhere between 7 to 10 is great. Now, if you can handle that, we can put the legs fully extended. Now we're making the true complete side bridge. I like my top foot to go on top or kind of in front of my bottom foot. And that way I can bridge all the way up. Again, hold it for anywhere between 6 to 7 seconds, or I can hold it as many as 10 as I like. And then back down. And as you come back down, just rest for a second or two, and then pop right back up. Great. So that's the side bridge exercise. Try that in sets of 2 to 3, and again, multiple repetitions. You can do that once or twice a day. I love to do this one before I go to bed. Just kind of gets me kind of, that's kind of when I do my home workout. But of course, it's a really great also pre-participation, kind of a warm-up exercise before any sport or any workout in the gym. So try that one. Today I'm going to show you the bird dog exercise. This is one of the top 3 exercises that we use for the core, along with the side bridge and the curl up. This exercise is really fantastic for working to stabilize the entire core musculature and to continue to keep that spine very neutral as we're moving the arms and the legs. So what we do in this exercise, we're simply going to go onto the floor, hands and knees, hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. And the whole idea with this is, can I keep this core very stabilized? Can I brace through my lumbar spine so that I'm not rotating my pelvis as I'm moving my arms and my legs? So to begin with, I'm going to simply start keeping that neutral position, so I'm not flexed, I'm not extended, I'm just neutral with the spine. I'm going to brace, and can I slide my hand up and out and keep everything braced, and back down, and go with the next one. Nice and easy. If I can do that, then I can try a leg. Again, just slide it out and slide it back. And again, the other side, slide it out and slide it back. Things to watch for, you don't want to be lifting with the hips. I don't want to rotate the hip as I'm doing this exercise. I simply want to slide it across the floor. If I can do those pretty successfully, then I want to add a little opposite leg, opposite arm. And so again, I'm going to hold this, I'm going to brace, and I'm going to slide out an opposite leg, opposite arm, and return it, and switch. return and switch. And so I'm just continuing to go through that alternating positions. If I can do those really well, there's one little trick that I like to do. This one's we call draw a box. So as I'm going to slide out, I'm going to hold that, and then from here I'm going to draw a box. I'm going to go out and down and back in and up and out and down and back in. And the key with that is, can I keep my spine very stable throughout that whole movement? Again, it's not so much what the arms and legs do, it's can you keep that core stabilized? So try that for sets of reps, somewhere between 8 to 15, do 2 to 3 sets with it. It should be a really great exercise for you.